Hi friends, happy Friday. Welcome back to our Phonemic Awareness lesson for today. Today for our lesson, you will need Animals in the Rain activity sheet from your work packet, as well as a blue and yellow crayon. So go ahead and pause the video and grab the materials that you need. All right, friends, welcome back. Today we're going to work on our learning target that says, I can identify the beginning and ending sounds of words. So today we're going to use our two different colored crayons for two different directions. So one direction is going to tell us to color the words that start with the sound, a color, and then another direction is going to tell us to color pictures that end with the sound a different color. Before we get to that, let's go over our letters and sounds of the entire alphabet, just to continue training our brains, okay? They're all mixed up, so make sure you're paying attention to the letter. We have both capital and lowercase together on each card. Ready? Here we go. W says what? S says s. N says mm. Oh, that one's upside down. T says t. H says O says ah, and O says O. Oh, some of these are dancing upside down. U says and U says U. V says v. Y says y. Q says qu. P says p. M says mm. X says x. We've been playing games with these and they're dancing upside down, some of them. J says j. D says d. L says oh. R says C says k. C says k. G says g. F says f. B says b. A says ah, and A says a. E says eh, and E says e. Z says z. K says k. I says I, and I says I. Good job. Excellent. So every now and then we'll continue to go through those letters and sounds doing our motions just to continue reminding our brains what those letters are called and what they say. All right, let's take a look at our activity sheet for today. We're going to take a look at animals in the rain. So on this activity sheet, there are 9 different pictures. We're going to name each picture, and then I'll tell you your direction that matches your crayons, okay? So let's name starting from left to right and then top to bottom. I want you to say them with me. So actually listen first and then repeat. Raccoon. We'll come back to that one in just a second. Rabbit. Horse. Cat. Bear. Fox. Alligator. Tiger. And gorilla. I came back to that one because I wasn't sure if it was gorilla or orangutan. All right, so what we're going to do, our directions at the bottom tell us to use a blue crayon to color the animals whose names begin like the word rain. What does rain start with? What letter? R. Very good. So we're going to take a blue and we're going to color the pictures that start like rain. Let's just start with the first one, raccoon. Do you hear at the beginning of a raccoon like you do in rain? Yes. So we're going to color that animal blue, okay? Make sure that you're using your blue and not a different color or yellow so that when we're checking your work, we know, oh, they knew that this word started with R. This activity is also about following directions, right? Also, make sure when you're coloring, you're doing your very best not to scribble scrabble and stay inside those lines. All right. Now, the next one says, we're going to use a yellow crayon to color the animals whose names end like the word deer. Can you say that word with me? Deer. What is the last sound you hear in the word deer? I hear R. So be careful because now we're using yellow to color the animals who end with the sound Not begin with, but end with. Okay? So we've already colored raccoon. What about gorilla? Do you hear at the end of the word? Gorilla. No, I hear at the end. I hear in the word, but I hear at the end. Do you hear at the end of the word rabbit? No. What about at the end of the word horse? Ooh, I hear in horse, but it ends with s, so I'm not going to color horse. What about cat? Cat ends with t, so I'm not going to color it. What about bear? Does bear end with I do hear at the end of bear, so I'm going to color it yellow. Okay? So see how we went to each animal and checked out the whole word. That time we were listening for the ending sounds. So you're going to do the rest on your own. Not every animal will be colored, but the animals that start with will be blue. The animals that end with will be yellow. Okay? Do your very best. Keep up the great work. If you accidentally make a mistake, quite all right. Just put an X on top of it. And if it needs to be colored a different color, just color over it. So we know that, oh, you caught your mistake. Okay? Great job today, friends. Keep up the great work, and I will see you next week for your next phonemic awareness lesson.